Welcome to Hogar de Vinos, the space where wine is not just a drink, but an experience to be lived, shared, and understood. If you've ever wondered what lies behind a great bottle, or you want to learn how to enjoy wine more deeply and more fully, this podcast is for you. Here, we don't just talk about labels and glasses. We explore the stories, secrets, traditions, and curiosities that make wine a true art. And for that, today we have Manuel, our trusted sommelier and wine distributor for over 30 years, and his inseparable partner in wine, María, a curious consumer, passionate wine lover, and proud member of a tasting club. So make yourself comfortable. Pour yourself a glass if you like, and join us.
Hello friends, I'm Manuel, and you're listening once again to Hogar de Vinos, broadcasting from sunny Orlando, Florida. I'm joined by the lovely María, and today we're diving into a topic that ignites both criticism and passion among wine lovers. How on earth does Costco manage to sell wine cheaper than the distributor? Hello María, welcome to Hogar de Vinos.
Hi, Manuel. It's a pleasure to be back, sharing another fresh and fascinating episode of the Hogar de Vinos podcast. That's right, Manuel. This is the million-dollar question. Every time I stroll through Costco, I'm stunned by how many bottles of wine are ridiculously affordable, often even cheaper than what I see as a distributor myself. How is that even possible? Is it magic, a trick, or do Costco wines come with a magic wand?
It's not magic, María. It's Costco's business model. As a wholesale membership club, Costco thrives on massive volume with razor-thin margins. Their biggest revenue stream? Membership fees. In 2023, those brought in around $4.3 billion alone. That steady income lets them slash the profit margin per product, typically around 14–15% compared to the 30% or more many traditional wine shops charge. In essence, Costco leans on its millions of members to guarantee low prices on every bottle, sacrificing margin per unit but winning in volume.
But still, a winery distributor is a wholesaler too. Why can't they offer prices that low?
The edge comes from scale and direct purchasing. Costco buys in massive books, think $300 to $500 million contracts with a single supplier, and cuts out virtually all middlemen. They keep their inventory streamlined, few SKUs, and fast turnover. That trims logistics costs and gives them room to negotiate massive discounts with wineries or importers. Plus, their warehouse-style stores are Spartan. Concrete floors, zero frills, and they run virtually no ads. All that equals lower overheads, which they pass directly to our wallets. Even with tiny margins, their sheer sales volume ensures big total profits.
Sounds like a classic cost plus. Slap a fixed markup on the cost.
Exactly. In fact, estimates show the wholesale cost of wine often makes up 85 to 90% of Costco's retail price. A wine economist noted Costco usually applies only about a 15% markup on regular wines and around 17% on their Kirkland label. Bottom line, they buy cheap, mark it up modestly, and win through volume.
And what about Kirkland Signature? How does that play in?
Massive impact. Kirkland Signature is Costco's private label across all categories, including wine. That's how they deliver quality at a lower cost. Many Kirkland wines are produced by well-known wineries. According to the ATTB, some bottles are made by E&J Gallo Winery, others by Francis Ford Coppola Winery, or imported by Misa with help from Florida Ethica. That means a top-quality vineyard wine can wear a Kirkland label and sell for much less. Costco hands out those contracts at unbeatable prices and bottles them under their brand. The result? Costco members get wines comparable to Premier Cru or similar at wallet-friendly prices.
In other words, Kirkland is like a direct buyer, pays the producer low, slaps its brand on it.
Precisely. And here's why consumers trust a private label. Costco partners with big-name producers, so people don't mistrust the house brand. This also lets them quietly nudge margins a bit higher on Kirkland, still modest by industry standards, without betraying their low-price image. A lot of Kirkland wines are secret ducats of famous labels, great value, but under the radar. Kirkland really solidifies their strategy: legit quality, reduced cost.
But legally, they must abide by the U.S. three-tier system. How does that affect Costco?
After Prohibition, 1933, most states set up a three-tier system separating producers, distributors, and retailers. Basically, wineries can't sell directly to retailers unless they have special licenses, and retailers can't skip authorized distributors. Florida is particularly strict. You need separate licenses for each step, and state oversight warehouses manage producers, wholesalers, and shops.
So how does Costco get its wine if it can't bypass the distributor?
Costco doesn't own wineries, so they buy through authorized distributors in each state. In some places, they even have their own wholesale licensed subsidiaries. Still, their sheer negotiating power gets them strong deals. In Florida, for instance, Costco partners with local distributors like Ethica to stock Kirkland wine, fully within the law. Sure, Florida lets wineries ship directly to consumers since 2006, but retail stores like Costco can't do that. And Costco plays by the rules: licenses, shipping limits, sealed bags for bottles with receipt, yet still maintains its cost edge.
So what does this mean for the wine industry? Aren't small wineries and shops feeling the pressure?
Absolutely. There's a Costco effect. Large producers often view supplying Costco as a guaranteed high-volume channel, worth sacrificing margin. For small winemakers or niche importers, the ultra-low competition is tough. They either can't match prices or risk compromising prestige. For specialty wine shops, it's a serious battle. Costco shifts the market towards low pricing, turning wine into a commodity. Many customers now compare price tags and expect every expensive bottle to be worth every penny. Meanwhile, wine shops face higher costs: trained staff, tasting events, ambiance, storage, and can't match Costco's prices. That squeezes margins and threatens viability. Studies warn this price war forces small players to specialize further or up their service to survive.
So the consumer wins, but at a cost.
Depends. For savings, the consumer loves Costco. Quality wines at rare low prices. It sets the bar for low pricing expectations. Many buyers now assume Costco will be cheaper. But focusing on price can dim the romance of wine. Whereas once we talked terroir or vintage, now we talk great bottle at an unbeatable price. Critics call it a price-centered wine culture. Yet not all is lost. Some consumers still value sommelier's insight, exclusivity, artisanal wines that Costco doesn't carry.
So it sounds a bit bleak for the future of wine retail. Will people stop going to their trusted wine shops?
Not necessarily, but things will shift. Experience will be key. Wine lovers devoted to history and complexity will seek out experts and special labels, even at higher prices. But the average shopper may start treating wine more like a basic consumer product rather than a ritual. Costco marked a turning point, offering near luxuries as unlikely as $1.50 hot dogs and budget Dom Perignon at low prices. It reset expectations. Specialty shops must distinguish themselves through personalized advice, unique selections like local small producers Costco doesn't carry, gift packaging, tastings, or warm ambiance. That justifies higher prices. But they must also adapt. Customers already know Costco's unbeatable pricing. At the end of the day, it's not about demonizing Costco. It's a mega player with its own model. The industry's best move is to understand it and respond wisely. Wine will always be more than a number on a label, but Costco forces us all to be more price-aware.
So, thanks to Costco, we might end up drinking more wine and talking algebra over dinner.
Exactly. Wine sometimes becomes the economist's envy. But ultimately, the palate calls the shots.
Now that you know, tell us, what's your take? Do you prefer Costco's prices, or do you lean toward wine shops that deliver the experience? Share your thoughts in the comments.
If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to Hogar de Vinos on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on social media and YouTube under the same name. There we share more content, tips, pairings, and curiosities you'll love.
Thank you for listening. We're glad to have you in our community, where every glass counts.
And remember, here at Hogar de Vinos, we hold this truth: wine is appreciated more when it's better understood.